Good morning again. Welcome to Fountain of Youth TV, and now we're going to move on and to find out what it is that I eat each morning. So again, these are foods that I've tried, and I try to figure out what it is that makes me feel the best and gives me the most energy and the most bang for my buck. And so these are my favorites. So today we're going to start out making instead of using oatmeal, I use quinoa, and quinoa is an ancient Mayan grain, and it's not really even a grain, it's like a seed, and it's got all the amino acids, it's got the protein, it's considered one of the superfoods, and I just love the feeling. I don't feel bloated with it, I don't feel sluggish, I just really feel energized, and it's a wonderful food to eat. So I'll show you how I prepare it and how I make life easy, because when you have to get up and you're a single parent working full time, you don't have a lot of time to prepare foods. So I kind of make things on the weekend, and then I just kind of spoon them out throughout the week, and it just makes life really easy. So we'll start making it. So in the morning when I get up, I come over to my fridge and I get out. Today I'm going to be using coconut water. And this is my favorite, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that when I go to use it. Most of the time though, I do make my own almond milk, and that's going to be another episode. I'll be making that probably tomorrow, and that's really fun too, it's delicious. So I'll talk to you about this. I put that on. Always have a banana, organic, everything I eat is organic. Watching the pesticides and whether they're genetically modified, no way. I'm not going to put that in my body. Remember, it's our temple. And it's the only body we have. And you have a decision every day to make. Am I going to care about my body and do what I can for it? Or am I just going to, oh well, whatever, Russian roulette kind of thing? That's not for me. I've been there where I felt awful. And that was like in my early 20s. And migraines and all of these, stomach crampings and abdominal cramps and just feeling awful all the time. And I know that God doesn't make mistakes, so I thought, I've got to change it. So for 30 plus years, I figured out what it takes to stop the migraine, to eradicate feeling awful. And these are the reasons why, the food that I'm eating. So we've got our banana. We have got our flaxseed and our chia seed, but they're ground. They're ground, and we'll talk about that as I'm cooking why I do the ground. Okay, so I think that's there. Then I also put love Wegmans, and I love Green Planet, so we'll talk a lot about those stores as well. This is the big, huge bulk thing of blueberries frozen, and again, it saves me time. I used to wash the blueberries and wash the raspberries, wash the strawberries, but when I found it, you know what? It's the same nutritional value. They freeze them as soon as they're picked, and they've been cleaned, and it just makes life so much easier. So for those of us who are working full time or even not working full time, it just makes life easier, and that's what this is all about, feeling great at the same time. So come over here to the stove. So I start out with, again, spring water. I take about a cup of spring water, and I put in my pan. It heats up real fast. So this is my quinoa. I come over here, Rox, and zoom in. So I made a big batch of this, and quinoa starts out looking like this. It's like a little seed. And this is the tricolor, and I just like the tricolor because I think, again, each color has a different nutritional value. I think the darker the food, they always say, it has more vitamins. And so this is what it starts out. Then I soak it in spring water for at least 24 hours, and I kind of stir it up, and it takes all the saponin out of it. It's almost like a soap almost that's in it, but it removes that, because that kind of gives you that bloated feeling too if you don't remove that. But it also helps this start to sprout it. And when you have a sprouted grain or sprouted food, it has more nutritional value. Again, the biggest bang for your buck. So once it's soaked for 24 hours, I rinse it really, really good in a very fine wire basket with the spring water, and then I cook it. Cook it with water. Again, depending on how much you're going to make, I make a really large amount. And it lasts me throughout the week, and I keep my refrigerator really cold so that my food lasts longer, because nothing has any kind of chemicals to have a longer shelf life. It's organic, and you have to use it, but because my refrigerator is really, really cold, things last for about 5-6 days, which is good, not throwing away any food. So here's my quinoa for the week. So now the water's boiling, and I take my flaxseed and my chia seed. These are so, again, power food. Everything I'm going to eat, being a nutritarian, means that we try to eat the most nutritionally value, the micronutrients, have the most micronutrients that we possibly can. Only eating whole foods. We're not going to eat things that have been processed. So they've taken the flaxseed and they've ground it. Okay? Again, you get so many benefits from eating flaxseed, ground chia seeds, hemp. Some people like hemp. Okay, so I do that. And then the chia seed, ground. And here's a story. Here's a funny story about that. When I turned 50, so I stir this up a little bit. When I turned 50, you had to go have the old colonoscopy. This is probably too much information, but boy, is it important. So after the colonoscopy, the doctor said to me, "Oh, everything looks good," but he said, "Do you eat a lot of seeds?" And I said, "Well, I don't eat a lot, but I do eat seeds." And he said, "Because, they don't digest. They're still in your colon." And I was like, "Really?" So the more I researched it, it's true. Because when you eat the whole seed, if we don't chew it, masticate, chewing really thoroughly, the acids in our stomach really can't digest those and help to break it down. So that's why it's best to either buy ground seeds, your nut butters when they're ground. When I do my almond milk, my almonds are ground completely pulverized, so it's almost like they're pre-digested before you eat them, but your body's still able to absorb even more nutrients because they've been so pulverized, so crushed, and so then you're not going to have that problem of having them just sitting in your colon, which is something we don't want. So we want to keep moving things through the colon. Again, anti-cancer, that's the key, keeping us young and disease-free. So this has already been pulverized and chopped up for me. And so I just stir it up. And then I'm going to add a bit of my quinoa. Okay. Again, this is just this really sustains and keeps me going. When you're working with 25-year-olds every day, it's you got to have the energy, and this is huge energy. So it's not that much. It's probably not even a cup of it because I add so much more. Most of what I eat is going to be fruits and vegetables. But again, here's my protein. There's the good fats, and you've got your fats in your seeds. Also, when I do my almond milk or coconut milk, there's also healthy fats. That when you drink coconut water, not milk. I don't do milk because that's kind of been processed. When I do the coconut water, that's from young coconuts, and it's the water right inside of it. It's like the same plasma that's in our blood. It's very, very similar, very hydrating as well. But I don't do a lot of that. If I'm going to do more, I really do love my almond milk. So you'll see that in another episode. So there's that. That's in there. Then I add my blueberries. Oh. Also my spices. This is my medicine cabinet. I've never taken an antibiotic. My daughters have never been on an antibiotic their entire life. They've rarely been sick. Lexton never missed a day of school. And so these are so we're going to start with cinnamon. And again, it's always organic. So I put my cinnamon in. And I don't measure. I'm not a measurer. I've been doing this for so many years. Then I do some nutmeg. And these are all so wonderful for digestion. Everything has a medicinal reason, but it's not really medicine. It just makes your body functioning at its optimum, Then some ginger. Ginger is so awesome for your digestive system. If you're ever not feeling well, put a little bit of ginger, again, organic ginger, in the hot water. Spring water is best. And that'll just make you feel awesome. So I stir that up. Then I add the blueberries. We have about a cup of blueberries a day. Blueberries are really anti-aging. Oops, you didn't see that. And I stir that up good. I put the burner on just a bit, just to kind of melt those down. And while that's doing that, I'm going to get my banana. When I prepare my bananas, when I bring them home from the store, I buy them pretty green, and I spray them with hydrogen peroxide, and that just because they say that there's bacteria and just things from the traveling and getting here. So I just spray them with a little bit of hydrogen peroxide, let it sit for a little bit, rinse them off in cold water, and then I store them in the refrigerator, and that seems to just really prolong them, and they stay great for for the week until I go to the store. I only go shopping once a week, by the way. Again, keeping life simple. So we're going to stir this up again. Oh, if you can smell it, it smells so good. So good. Just dicing up the banana. So you can see already they say to have at least, 5-6 servings of fruits a day. I have a lot more than that because by the time I'm done in the morning. So here I've already got blueberries. Sometimes I have blueberries and raspberries or blueberries and strawberries, and I'm just going with the blueberries and the bananas. I also have banana every day. Love the potassium. Huge potassium in coconut water as well. So that's ready. This is all ready. Then, and believe it or not, I'm going to eat right out of the pan. One less dish to cook, to have to clean. It's a good thing. So, shake up our water. This one, again, this is my favorite, and this is Taste Nirvana. This is one of the better ones. It's organic. It's in glass bottles. I am a big thing. This is the only one I found in a glass bottle. So I just open it up. I don't want to break a nail. Okay. This one has pieces of coconut in it. They have different varieties, but it's just smells so good, really fresh. So I just put a little bit on it. I don't do a lot, not a lot, just a little bit. Okay. When I have my almond milk, I do more than that because almonds huge. It's just so awesome. We'll talk about that another day. And so now I'm ready to have my breakfast, and that's that. Now before I eat it, I just want to show you what I put on it because I do take a multivitamin, type of multivitamin. Come on over this way with me. So this is what I take. It's a Woman Daily Formula with vitamin D3 by my guru, Dr. Furman. And the great thing about this, it doesn't have a lot of things that other multivitamins have that end up being toxic to your body. If you have too much vitamin A, that's not good, depending on where it's derived from. Too much calcium, believe it or not, that can be too much for you. We can get our natural calcium through the food we eat. Even though I don't drink dairy, there's a ton of calcium in dark green vegetables. So you want to have a lot of greens every day and a lot of fruits and vegetables. A lot. We'll talk about that on another version too. So I just take this. I only do one of these. It recommends 2, but sometimes I think it's overkill because my diet is so high in micronutrients. I really am taking this for the vitamin B12. Being a vegan, we don't get B12. This has great vitamin B12, the D3 as well, because I don't sit in the sun. Gotta protect our skin another day. We'll talk about that. So I don't even ingest. He's so great. He makes sure that you can open this up because I don't want the casing that this is in, and I just sprinkle that in. My B12 and my vitamin D3. And some other necessary iodine, zinc, some of those things we don't get. We need those in our diet. So it does have that, and we'll talk about nutrients through supplements as well. So sometimes we don't need too much because we're getting it. And that's it. That's what I'm going to have for my breakfast. And I might have an orange later on. So that's breakfast, Nutritarian style. Have a great day, guys. Bye.